Hey guys, welcome back to the diary. Do I need my mic? I do. Okay, we got our mic. Just so y'all know, this mic is never plugged in. So if you guys are ever wondering, is it this mic? No. I'm not even using it for real. It's like literally a prop. So, hey guys, so I'm back and I'm looking a little decent today. I just wanted to talk to you guys, as usual, diary, right? So trying to just come on here to first say thank you to everyone who has watched, who has supported me, who has checked on me, and just been very great, in response to things that I have talked about here. Thank you guys. You are so sweet, and it's very much needed. I do feel guilty sometimes though, like when you guys do reach out to me and you're checking on me and making sure I'm good, and I'm just like being so vulnerable on the internet is scary. It's very scary. But it's like, if I can help you guys through sharing my testimonies, my experiences, and even just like having a little dialogue about like what is like real life emotions that some people just are also having, So I want to catch you guys up. Since the last time we talked, I, told you guys some things. So I just wanted to catch you guys up on what's been going on lately and how I've been feeling lately, and just sharing that. And if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's just, we're just doing an open book session, and it's nothing crazy, you know what I mean? So open book diary session, that's what this is, right? So it's very interesting to me that I have been having like a mini breakdown, like at least once a week, at least, okay? Sometimes twice a week. And I'm just like, okay. And usually it's like at night. So it's been just me having like to evaluate like the type of experience I've had in my life leading up to now. And I'm just reminded so much of, the past. I don't really stress about the future. It's always just like me kind of like stressing about the past and like certain experiences that I've been through. And it's just very disheartening for me sometimes, because I've experienced things that I feel like are just so big, that those big things don't even hurt me as much over time, I guess. So I'm like, wow, like I'm dealing with this issue in my life that has happened in a past, and I've dealt with worse. I've dealt with so much worse. But it's something about when things are fresh, right? When things are fresh, even when things happen in like life that kind of reopen just the sealed up wounds, that's like been my biggest experience. And it's always things that remind me and like kind of just bring it back to the forefront. And it just doesn't sit well with me to know that, I feel very misunderstood. I feel very just alienated in life. Like I don't really feel like I've had people to actually value me in my life. And so it's just very hard for me, because I'm reminded often, more often than not, that I just don't have with what seems to be like a good circle. And I'm not talking about anyone in particular, like you know who you are in my life if you're watching this. So it's like, I'm just, the basics are not there in my life. The people closest have been the people to hurt me in my life. And I think that, it's just like, okay, like I've heard the saying the other day, and it was like you know, similar like video, like this life update video, right? This very popular YouTuber, and she's talking about her divorce and how she's had people around her who were just very much there for her in the good times and in the bad times. And then that kind of like struck a chord with me, because I'm like, I don't think I've had that. So I'm just, you know, feeling that way, and, you know, having things that are like being a reminder, like, oh, so like I don't really have that. And I'm just trying to remind myself of the things that are going to be helpful tools to get me through, right? And it's not always about finding the helpful tools either. I feel like sometimes it's about feeling and getting through just by feeling. But I've just learned a lot in my life about what I like and what I don't like. And for example, things like, you know, when you have people in your life, they should be there for you through the good times and the bad. I don't think a lot of people understand what that means. Like, a lot of people will see something in your life and think that they need to fix it, think that they have to like take over and fix your life. And it's like, and we all do it, you know, I've done it, everyone's done it, right? You try to be God, and you're like, let me help you. And a lot of times it's not the best action. A lot of times some people do like that type of approach. For me, I don't like that type of approach all the time, but I'm always open to, like, of course, learning and growing and becoming a good person. But I think it's crazy that people try to do that while you're going through something. And it's like, why are you trying to change me when I need your comfort? So I'm really just looking for people in my life who aren't gonna try to change me, who are gonna be there for me through the good and the bad without feeling some type of way, you know? I want friendships and relationships where it's like, you know, we can go through stuff together. We can get through it together without it being just like maybe a personal attack on that person because you didn't listen to their advice, or because I don't know. And just being open to communication is a big thing. And I'm like, if I only had those things, and of course it's like two sides of a relationship of all these type of things, and I just feel like it's just something that I'm learning. And, you know, I hope to be that person for, you know, my future friends and my current friends and family and all that stuff. But it just seems like no one's able to give me what I need. And I haven't really had the type of close-knit connections where that's given. So I'm like, dang, like, yeah. So that kind of is just something that struck a chord with me. And I found myself just like, you know, feeling really lonely and just a little lost about like, well, like, you know, what is that? How does that tell who I am? Like, how is my worth contributing to how people have treated me? And I think that's a common thing that people kind of go through when they get treated a certain way repeatedly or go through things repeatedly. And, you know, you start to wonder, like, what is it about you that has caused these things? Or how is your worth not worthy? Because if people aren't treating you the way you should be treated, is it because you're not worthy of that? So I've had thoughts like that lately, and it's just really sad because it's like, I just would love to feel the opposite. I would love to feel, wow, like, just happy to know that I have that close-knit connections around me that will be there for me through thick and thin, like I try to do. And maybe I don't always, but I try, you know? And everybody has growing to do. Everybody has to work through things. But I think it's very interesting how when I have gone through things, people have immediately tried to fix me instead of hearing me out and comforting me and being there for me, or simply just telling me, hey Sierra, I don't like taking on all of this, so you just, I can't talk about this right now. It's triggering me. You know, I feel like a lot of people don't like to talk about things, and as being someone who likes to discuss who I am as a person with people who are in my circle, it's like I just find myself not being able to do that, and it's just, you know, very isolating. But yeah, that's kind of been what I've been thinking lately. So this is my little diary session for the day. I feel like, you know, on a bright side of things, you know, we're becoming a better person through everything that we go through everything that we come out of. And it's just very important to know that, you know, your worth isn't based on how people treat you. Your worth isn't based on none of those things. And oh, another thing I actually want to say is I really hate that, hate is a strong word, but I really hate to think that, you know, because you are in a certain headspace, people might say, oh, you're attracting these type of people because that's what you expect or something like that. Like I hear that a lot, and I just want to debunk that because that's not always true. And I feel like that's something that I've replayed in my head a lot. When people tell me that, it's like, no. Some people can be just born in your life, you know? Everyone's not gonna be just perfect. People aren't always close with like their grandmother, their auntie, so many different people in your life that you just can't pick and choose from. So it's like, let's not be like, oh, well, you chose the wrong people. My father, who I was given by God, I chose him. So it's like you can't always choose the right family. Of course, you can choose the right people, but a lot of times people are always changing, always developing in themselves, and it's not going to be a one size fits all. It's not going to be, oh, well, you should have saw that in this person ahead of time. It's like, no, people are always growing, they're always changing. New things will come up, and you have to be able to communicate through that and not just do the opposite. So yeah, I just want to emphasize that it's not always the fact that you're choosing the right people, the wrong people. It's the fact that people kind of, they're hiding who they are, or maybe you didn't notice it, and that's okay. But to blame you in that instance of you're choosing the wrong people, it's like, and that's what I mean too. Like, this is what I'm hearing when I try to like, I don't know. I feel like I don't really have a support system, and that sucks. It's like I don't feel safe with anyone. I don't feel safe to share anything with anyone, because when I do, I'm shown time and time again why I was wrong. So what do you guys think about that? Is it like, do you guys just like completely cut off emotionally with people and friends and family, or do you just kind of like share those parts of yourself with them? Do you feel safe when you do that? Have you experienced anything that I'm kind of saying? I don't know. I hope that, you know, me, you, all of these connections are kind of just able to be, you know, developed in a way that is nourishing for everyone. So yeah, that's kind of what I have to say today, and I hope you guys like this video. I hope I elaborated things correctly. I feel like I didn't explain properly, but like you guys get the gist, I hope. And I'll see you guys next diary session. Let me know what you've been thinking about, what you've been in the bed crying about. Let me know. I would love to know. I'm here for you. Okay, this is a safe space. All right, bye.